I'm not going to count them down. I just keep working away and getting ready.
We're going to get there.
That's right. It comes pretty quick.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes. And then I feel like my summer's about done with, and I haven't done anything.
And it's back to normal fall stuff, isn't it?
I know. By the time fair is over, it's almost time for the kids to go back to school, and I feel like I've just totally lost the summer.
It's a very, very fast process.
Yeah. Now I have a grandson in school, so it's like if I don't see him while he's off, I have slimmer chances through the winter when he's in school.
Yes, it's tough. It's tough when they hit school.
Yeah, and he lives in St. Louis, so he's not around here. So.
You can't just grab him and
No,
go, right?
I can't.
Well, let me tell you, as they get older, they want to not be in school anymore. So James, who is 9, is this week's been rough. He just wants to be done, but we're almost there.
Yeah, he keeps telling me, he says, Mimi, he said, I just get kind of bored. He said, they don't do enough crafts and projects. Which is what he likes. He's art. He likes to do art projects, and he's always making up something new to create.
I love it.
He can create something from anything.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
you love that creative piece.
It is, yeah. So he likes to use a lot of tape. So for his birthday, which is coming up.
Is he getting tape?
He's getting a bunch of his own tape.
I love that idea. You know what? Feed the creativity. I love it.
That's right. His birthday's on Friday, and he will have his own tape, so Daddy doesn't have to tell him not to use all the tape in the house.
The joy of being a grandparent, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
You can do whatever you want.
All these ideas.
That's right.
He's so creative. Yes.
Well, speaking of creative.
Yes, creative is open class.
Yes.
We have a lot of people in the community that like to create things. So we have added some things back this year, as I think I said last time, to make our classes a little bit bigger.
Yes.
And I know for a few years there, things were getting difficult, and we had taken out a lot of stuff. So I've been trying to add some things back. So as far as rules go, I have the open class books at the extension office. There are some here at the station. I have dropped some off at businesses like Picker's Paradise, the Quilt Shop, and some other places around the square. The library had some. If any place is out of them, let me know, and I will bring you more. But just ask if you're in somewhere and see if they have them, or come out to our office and get one.
And they've got everything in them. So if you have any question, you're thinking, okay, I make this or I do this. Mm-hmm. It's specific. It gives you the guidelines to be able to enter and what you need to meet.
That's right. And we try to not turn anyone away. We'll try to find a place to fit your project, even if it's not something that's specifically listed. We'll try and find a place to put it in. And, I can just add another category if I want, because I'm the superintendent.
That's
and I'm
right.
the only one.
Do what you want.
I'm the only one doing it. So, yeah. So we'll get it figured out. And if you got questions, call me and ask me, and we'll do what we can. I did want to say that this year too. I know last year on the photography, we had a lot of people said they had trouble finding the mat that goes around the photo.
Oh, yes.
To hold it firm. And I do have some of those available at the extension office for $2
nice.
a mat. So if you need one, I've got a few white ones and I've got a few colored ones. First come, first serve. But they're just $2. So if you need one.
That way it's easily accessible.
Yeah, photos are 5x7. These will fit those, and then you'll be all set.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, because like with Joann Fabrics closing, it's getting harder and harder to find some of those crafty things that you need, or like the mats. That was always an easy place to get them. So.
It is, and sometimes you can go to some of these places, and this time of year they're out of the size you want or whatever too. So
yeah, I
just ordered some from Amazon, and I'll just resell them at the price I paid, so that you can get your matting, and it's no big deal.
Now let's talk photography, because there is like every category under the sun.
I have added a lot to photography this year. We have, of course, there's a black and white category and a color category for most of them. So we have landscape, flowers, babies, people, animals, city or buildings. And then for sunrises, sunsets, that one is color only. And then farm scene is color. We have a coastal or a beach scene. And then there is now a creative photography where you can digitally enhance your photo. And then we also have a category for photos taken by children ages 8 to 12. So anybody over 12 ought to be able to enter the adult category.
I
for
love
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I love too is you can use, we were talking about being creative, you can use all of your digital stuff. So if you are, maybe a teen or in college and learning those new techniques, you've given the opportunity to be able to use those now in open class.
We've had one or two people who have done some creative type photography in the past, but we didn't have a class for that. So I had talked to her at one time and said, I think I'm going to add that because people like to experiment with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun, but it's always going to be different than the normal photography.
You can't really
photos.
compare them.
You can't compare them or judge them, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've added that, and I think that makes that a little bit more fair that they're getting judged on their creativity on that. So, yeah. So we've got a lot of good categories for that one. Actually, I have 17 classes, so that's quite a bit. But
I do love the way that you've changed where the pictures now go. You kind of have this shelving where the pictures sit. They're just, you can see everything much easier.
Yeah, and that was a good idea we had a couple years ago, and it looks a lot neater. And it looks nice. The pictures are all the same size, and I know there have been some people don't like that, and some do, but it makes it easier for the judges to have everything the same size. And I just kind of went with what some other fairs were doing and state fair and stuff. I just kind of go by some of the rules for that.
Use some consistency.
Yeah, because if you're going to enter in state fair anyway, you want to follow those rules. So
that's right.
Yeah.
What are some of the newer categories that you're looking forward to this year?
As far as overall, I have got computer-generated photo scrapbook of memories. Now, what that is when you go into some place like Snapfish or one of those other sites. I think you can even do it on Google, maybe, with photos. But you go in and you create a photo book of your photos.
Okay.
You're not showing the actual photo. And you can put embellishments in there and things and create like a photo book that it's kind of like a scrapbook, but
you're designing it.
Yeah, and you're designing it yourself. And
okay.
I have been doing that for my family photos for several years now. I give them for gifts, and you can make all different kinds. But for the photo scrapbook, we've got family life, which would include like birthdays or special events, vacation, wedding, holidays, and other. And the holiday one can include more than one holiday if you want to do a holiday book that's got all your holidays for the year. So those are just a lot of fun. I do them, like I said, and there's a lot of embellishments usually with these programs that you can decorate your book with. You can frame your pictures, you can do this and that, but they just make really nice books to keep on the shelf and look at. And I know my kids often will come home and they'll pull out a photo book and start looking through it from old photos. And so I like to have things like that.
Well, and I just think it's just a nice way to have all your memories.
Yeah, it is. It's a good way to do it. And you don't have to order all those photos that you're trying to sort through and get organized in a photo album. You've got it right there.
Do you find that you complete the project by making the photo book online quicker than if you're scrapbooking? Okay, because I'm one that I need to go through those. I need to do that. But I think if I just sat down and
yeah, the photos are uploaded. Like I use Snapfish, okay, and I upload them to Snapfish, so they're in my thing there, and I'll go through and pick out the ones I want, and you deposit them in like a little thing for your project, and work on it. And the thing is, like usually when I decide to do one, I'm wait until they're 75% off photo books or whatever.
Well, and they're always running coupons and specials.
There's always specials, but some specials are better than others. So then that's when I want to get it ordered. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Got to be thrifty.
That's right, you do. Yeah. And it's nice because they're easy to share with family. They can go into your account and order one, or you can order several, and give them as gifts or whatnot. And so that makes a fun thing, and I think it'll be a neat project. I hope we see several of them.
Oh, yeah. I think so. Yeah, I love that.
So
now, lots of you do lots of different food preservation and baking and
since COVID we have not brought the total baking back,
not in its entirety.
I know, and some people would like that, but it takes a lot of help, and I just don't have it. We do have still the food preservation, and we have canned products. So for food preservation now we have the jams and conserves, we have jelly, We have class 3 is preserves and marmalades. And class 4 is fruit butters. That's new.
Fruit butters.
You know, like apple butter.
Oh,
and
okay,
things like
gotcha.
that.
I wasn't thinking. I was thinking like jam still in my head, and I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then for canned products, we have fruit. We have vegetables like your green beans, corn, beets, that sort of thing. Tomatoes and tomato juice. And we have salsa, pickles and relish, and other canned products.
Okay.
So then we can stick anything else in that other. Because we have had people who have, you know, you can can meat, potatoes, things like that.
Yes.
And so that's something different, but you don't see a lot of it.
It always amazes me when people can meat. I just never. We didn't grow up with canned meat, but people do it all the time.
We didn't either, but I know of people that do that, and it's just different.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we have that. And then as far as foods, though, we are still having our specialty food contest.
Yes.
This year is brownies, and I'm looking forward to this. We've got class 1 classic chocolate brownies. Class 2 are blonde brownies. Those are the ones that you've got like your brown sugar and stuff in, that they're a lighter color. Class 3 is double chocolate brownies. You're going to use 2 or more types of chocolate. Be white chocolate, dark chocolate,
Okay.
milk chocolate, whatever. Class 4 are turtle and caramel type brownies.
And these are made from scratch, right?
Yes, not a mix.
Yes.
Peanut butter brownies.
That one I'm all down for.
Yeah. And then class 6 are other brownie flavors like lemon, strawberry, butterscotch, Oreo.
Okay.
I made some strawberry ones last year for our family reunion, and let me tell you, they were gone in an instant.
So did you put strawberry swirled throughout them, or how did you do that?
Just like strawberry chunks and stuff.
Okay.
And
you could put a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of that.
Oh my, yeah,
and
they were just so good. Yeah, with a
some
little bit of a white frosting,
Yeah.
and they were good.
Very good.
Yeah, so that's the brownie contest.
What day will be the brownie contest?
That is on the first day of the fair, July 10th.
Okay.
Bring them in from 9 to 11, and then judging will be at 1 o'clock.
All right.
So, yeah. And we have a few judges locally from the extension office that are going to judge, and then our area director, she's going to come and judge.
Oh, very nice.
So, yeah. So, looking forward to that.
Very good crowd.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back, and we're going to talk more open class because we've got so many more projects. So many more. We'll be right back on Tree Country 1330. Tree Country 1330 WTRE back again with Bonita Helmick from the Purdue Extension Office, and we've been talking open class this morning. Now there's also, we've touched on some of the crafty stuff and the baking, but there's also there's antiques. There's about anything. If you have something that you like to do, we can find a class for it.
Yeah, we'll find a place for it. Antiques, we've got 10 different categories this year, and I try to come up with something a little different each year. You get some ideas, and I just kind of jot ideas down all the time as I think about things.
As it comes about, yes.
Yeah, so Class 1 for antiques is an antique book by an Indiana author. We've got authors such as Zane Grey. Anything that's antique would be 50 years or older, so that's 1975 or earlier. We also, Class 2 is an antique Indiana school yearbook.
That is so cool.
That ought to be fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I hope we get some local ones.
I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
Yeah. Class 3 is an antique children's storybook. And there are a lot of neat storybooks out there. I've got some from when I was little.
Well, and isn't that a common entry at the state fair, I think, too?
That might be.
I feel like Mom's taken a couple. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we have an antique cookbook, again, 75 or earlier. Class 5 is a new one, crockery bowls. Class 6 are antique tin containers, such as the kind you used to purchase crackers, cookies, chips, or pretzels in the stores. Remember those big Husman cans?
Yes.
Things like that.
I have one of those.
Yeah. And you could get pretzels in these big cans and stuff. Class 7 is 1975 or older Indiana State Fair memorabilia. And I know there are people that collect that sort of thing, so that could be a neat display. Class 8 is antique drinking glasses, like a set of 4 or 6, and just display them nicely. There are a lot of old glasses, things that people used to get in boxes of soap and detergent and this and that back in the day.
Yes.
In the 60s, early 70s, they used to get things like that, and those make really neat collections, and some of them are quite pretty. And then Class 9 is an antique quilt, and you need a 3x5 card to tell who made the quilt, how you acquired it, and why it's special to you.
That's probably my favorite entry at the fair, or the quilts. And you guys hang them all around, so you can go around and look at them.
Yes. And then Class 10 is a unique antique again, and you tell what it is, how you acquired it, and what it was used for, and why it's unique. Because there are some things out there you can look at and think, what is that?
Yeah.
What did they use that for? But yeah, we get some good entries on that. So that one's back again. But another one that we haven't had for a while is scrapbook memories. Just regular scrapbooks that people do with the photos and things. And that follows the same classes as what the computer generated one does.
Okay.
But I always love scrapbooks, and I love scrapbooking. I have not done it for years, but the regular scrapbooks that people design can be so pretty. And so
I am
nice.
Amazed that people that can. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the talent and the time and the
I think
focus.
It takes a little bit of an artistic thought in your mind, to
Yeah.
create them and embellish them and use your papers and things to make it look really pretty. But yeah, we get some really cool scrapbooks. And I know there are people out there that still do it. So we've added that. And hopefully we'll get some of those in this year.
Very good.
Yeah.
Some of the artsy stuff, I know ceramics.
Yes, we do. We have our art stuff again. Here's one that I've done this year, Christmas at the Fair.
Oh.
Yeah, and that may change to something else next year, but for this year we have Class 1, decorate a mini Christmas tree. It can be like 12 to 24 inches tall. You can use battery-operated lights on it, decorate it up, and bring it in to be judged. Doesn't that sound neat?
Oh, I love this idea. Yeah.
Class 2 is a Christmas wreath, and again, you can use battery lights on it. Class 3, Christmas ornaments. Class 4, Christmas stockings. 5 is Christmas tree skirts. And Class 6 is other Christmas items.
How fun is that? Christmas in July.
Yeah, got to have that.
I love that.
Yes. And then we still have the jigsaw puzzles again. Those were very popular. And last year we got some of the neatest puzzles. And so I know there are some people working on some of those already. And, some of them that we got last year that were so nice were from the nursing home.
Yes.
And they were just absolutely awesome. We have miscellaneous crafts this year, which has got string art, paper craft, like homemade cards and things, jewelry creations, and other crafts. So that anything that might not fit something else can be put there. We've got collections back. Diamond art has been getting more popular. And we have a diamond art class for children 8 to 12.
Oh, nice.
So they can do it. And then diamond art for a young adult from 13 to 17.
Okay.
and then your other Diamond
And
Art
the
classes.
adult class.
And Diamond Art also has things you can make that are like ornaments and small coasters and things like
Oh.
that. So I've got a class for those small items.
Okay.
'Cause
I
they're
guess
hard
I
to-
just thought it was the
The
bigger
big pictures.
ones.
No,
Yeah.
there are a lot of small things now. They've even got kits for children that have like a little bit bigger of the diamond pieces that you
Yeah.
use. And so those smaller things are hard to judge against the big picture. So there's a separate class for those.
Very nice.
So
There's literally something for everyone.
Yeah.
I want people to realize, like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you do. There is a class for you.
yeah, we've got genealogy again. And again, if you've got genealogy already started and you want to enter, that's great. If you need a family packet to kind of get started, I've got some packets at the office. You can pick one up, and that might help you there. I would like for these to be like the pages in a 3-ring loose leaf binder
Okay.
for this, so that you can just go through the binder and look. And it's easier just to do one thing like that for right now.
Sure.
But I've got all the rules and things here in the book, so if you need that. We have ceramics again, and that's always been very popular too. So hopefully we get a lot of those. We have ceramic for a child 8 to 12 and ceramic made by a young adult also. So we're trying to cover some of those. We have 4-Hers who like to enter things,
Nice. Yeah.
even something else they've made, and so they can put it in the open class. It doesn't matter.
Very
so-
good. Now, what days will you be bringing projects in? If you're doing open class, what day are we checking in?
Okay. We are judging and checking in on Tuesday, July 8th for anything from the Christmas at the Fair, puzzles, crafts, collections, diamond art, genealogy, ceramics, woodworking, antiques, and the photo scrapbook and the scrapbook memories, and knitting, crocheting, needlework, quilts, other quilted items, sewing, and photography. That is all on Tuesday, July 8th.
Okay.
Okay. Then on Wednesday, July 9th, we will have flower arrangements, horticultural specimens, which is like the single specimen of a flower, fairy gardens, potted plants, garden produce, and the market basket, and food preservation items.
Okay.
So Tuesday is going to be a big, busy day.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to run us crazy. But I'm happy that all the ladies who volunteered to help last year have agreed to help again
Oh,
this
good.
year.
Very good.
So God willing, we'll have all them there and maybe a few extra. You don't have to be a homemaker. Homemakers
Anybody
don't do
can
open
volunteer.
class anymore.
Yes.
Open class is through the county, through the commissioners and the fair committee. So anybody can come volunteer. If you like, just give me a call at the office and we'll get a place for you.
We'll find you a spot. And
That's
then
right.
brownies will be on Thursday.
Brownies on Thursday, July 10th.
All right. Very
Opening
good.
of the fair.
Well, I know you've put a lot of hard work into this, and we're excited to see it all come
Yeah.
to fruition, and it's coming quickly.
It is, and I look so forward to it, but it's always a relief when it's done and we've gotten through everything
We can
easily.
breathe again.
Yes, that's right.
Now, we've got books here at the station. If you want an open class book, you can get them down at the extension office. Can they find this information online? Yeah.
Chris Ramey was going to put it online. I've had it published in the paper once.
Okay.
And I would like for the paper to do it again. They have sometimes a hard time getting enough space, but I said it doesn't have to be all in one edition.
Sure.
But yeah, the easiest thing is come get you a book. You've got it there, and you've got all the rules right there with you. And if you're really desperate and can't get out, I could mail you a book.
Sure.
So
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. And again, the nursing homes are always open as well.
yes,
So if you've got someone in there and you want to take them a project to do,
that's
there's
right.
class for that too. So
Yeah, and I usually send letters to the nursing homes informing them about everything, and I send them a book so they have it because they do crafts and things with the
they
residents.
do.
And any of them can enter, and a lot of them do a fantastic job at their crafts.
And a great way to keep them involved in the community.
It is, yeah. And they're so proud when they do have something there, and they have won ribbons and things, and they do a great job.
And everybody loves a ribbon.
Yes,
The blue or the purples are the best, but everybody loves a ribbon, right?
that's right.
All right, Bonita, thank you so much for being in. And I think, do we have one more chat with you coming up later? before
We
the
should
fair, I
have.
think?
It's not scheduled yet, but I think we've got another one.
We'll
so
get another one scheduled, and
Yeah.
we'll be ready for the fair because
Well,
here it comes.
Thank you for having me.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Up next, we'll have some news, and then it's time. It's Wednesday morning, one of the best mornings. It's Country Gold on Tree Country 1330.